Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Xa Talk Show. Today is September 30th, Monday, 9 o'clock a.m. San Francisco time. And today I'm going to talk about a bunch of, random things. And, random things. Now, if you have a topic or question, post it, okay? Let's refresh. Good morning, Justin. So, Justin, you have any questions or comments? I'm gonna talk about random things. Okay, so let me show you. Okay, so let's go to Xa Talk Show. Xa Talk Show, I got lots of things I'm gonna talk about. So today I prepared. Okay, let me show you this amazing D3 JavaScript. So in October I decided. Good morning, Zitron Crazy. In October I decided I'm going to spend 1 hour on d3js and 1 hour on React.js and 1 hour on my project of creating plane curves in JavaScript. So let me show you what they are. So okay, remember those things, and I'm going to show you this Emacs variable pitch mod. Very interesting. Okay, so on the left window is my Emacs commands, all the Emacs commands you can see. Okay, let's put that there. Good morning, Clement. So you guys, if you have a question or topic, post it. Okay, I'm gonna start talking random. So let me show you this d3js thing. Keyboard, very interesting. Keypad, close that. Okay, that's let me show you some of the interesting things one by one. Okay, copy that. I'm going to show you that too. Close that, show that, get cookies, set cookies, empty buffer, range function array, dev blog. I don't know what is carrot org. Good morning, Matt. So what I want to show you the D3. Okay, so go to my programming blog, show in browser, back to Emacs, search for D3. Okay, actually go to the directory, search for D3. There it is. So here is the article, show in browser, back to Emacs, copy the file path, new buffer, paste, enlarge buffer, turn it into a URL, and go to my website. So show it. Now D3, I studied, so I'm going to study D3 and React.js, and for 1 hour each day. So I'm going to master them in October. And D3 is quite interesting. If you don't know already, D3 is a kind of the supposedly the best JavaScript library for doing graphics. Like I'm going to show you. Okay. But however, I don't like D3. I try to study it. It's kind of esoteric. The design is it's kind of weird. Okay, because why is it weird? This article explains. So I wrote this article, D3.js visualization, a quasi science. So it's kind of one of those. It's quasi science, like Perl. The author is this guy, Mike Bostock. Okay, he's got some kind of weird ideas that he wants to push. So, but anyway, but it's very cool though, and it's a great, very dense library, and it's been around for like almost 10 years, I think. It was D3. So I think he was a Stanford student, something like that. Stanford University. It's just down here. And so before it's called, I think, prototype something. I mean, it's there's another graphics library. Anyone remember the name? Green Deck. So anyway, it's a very popular graphics library. I forgot the name at the moment. If you look at Wikipedia, you'll find it. I mean, if you go to Wikipedia d3.js, you may find the previous version. So anyway, there was a graphics library for JavaScript, very popular. Then, from his experience, he created a new version, and that version becomes D3, okay, which is what we are looking at. I'm going to show you now. This article, okay, it's a kind of quasi science. From this article, I start to understand why D3 is so weird. I've been doing visualization programming for like at least 10 years, since 1990, okay. And I study math, geometry, differential geometry, algebraic geometry. The things this D3 guy talks about, this Mike guy, he talks about, it's a quasi science, okay. It's not math, it's not regular computer science. He's talking his own things, like he's trying to push some kind of a new era, new thought, I would say, like the Perl code back then, or like the pattern, programming patterns, like kind of, in my opinion, okay, codish ideas. So, but anyway, the library is very solid. Okay, so for example, you see all these are done by D3. But however, there is one spectacular one I want to show you. Good morning, Bartholomew. So I want to show you this spectacular one. Okay, so another thing about this guy, he's creating a something called visualization of algorithms. So the thing you are seeing is a algorithm for sorting. Oh no, it's for Fisher-Yates shuffle. So you can visually see how it works, kind of. So that is Fisher-Yates shuffle. Now Fisher-Yates shuffle, it's just a randomization. Okay, like you have a bunch of playing cards, you want to randomize them. The thing about that is that you want to randomize it in a kind of true random way, because anyway, so that's what that Fisher-Yates shuffle is about. I have a JavaScript library, I mean a JavaScript function I wrote for that. Xali JavaScript Fisher-Yates algorithm. There. So it's on my website. You can see the code. It's just 5 lines of code. The trick about this function is that if you are not careful, I mean, if you don't know math, probability well, then you can easily make a mistake. I mean, you can just randomize the array order any way you want, but however, it's not truly random. So, if you do statistics, you code your function a million times, you'll see there's always bias. They are not truly random. So that's a thing. That's why this algorithm has a name, Fisher-Yates shuffle. It's not it's very simple algorithm. It's not. It's kind of almost trivial, so it's not something deep at all. So anyway, so what I want to show you about these guys, this page, is there is a spectacular application. Okay, wait, hold on a second. Why is the space key not working? Okay, so here near the bottom it starts to get interesting. So here he shows a visualization of sorting. I think it's related to sorting and partition, something like that. Sorting. So you can visually see how the algorithm works. Okay, yeah. So you see, we start with a random columns of colors. Then you can see gradually near the bottom, the lighter color goes to the left, the darker color goes to the right. So, and it's very beautiful. You look at the graph, and this graph, you see, this graph, it's not trivial to do. Okay, it's not trivial to do. So, this guy, he knows a lot about geometric algorithm. It's called computational geometry. This field subject matter is called computational geometry. So in computational geometry, there are a lot of algorithms, and those are not trivial. Okay, every we have 30 years accumulated knowledge about computational geometry. I mean, it's a field you can study for years, and there are also dedicated journals to computational geometry. And for game engines, for example, you kind of have to know if you are going to do a game engine, like 3D game engine, you have to know this. So anyway, so this guy wrote this article about, and this one is spectacular. I wanted to show you this one. Look, he is generating a maze. By the way, all these are done in JavaScript. So JavaScript, I really want to finish my package about plotting curves, like visualization of math and stuff. This is what I'm very interested. So I want to get back to that. So good morning, Matt. And Matt, you are in Germany, right? Good morning, Bartholomew in Germany, Greendeck in Russia, Justin in Canada, and Zitron Crazy in Germany. Yeah, okay, so you see this, but there is more. This is even more spectacular. Okay, here is another way to generate this puzzle, this maze. They call it, this is called maze, okay? Now, there's another word in English called labyrinth. Labyrinth actually has a specific meaning. Labyrinth is actually just one path. Like there is no alternative choices. There's only one path. It came from the Greek mythology. Okay, let's look it up. Labyrintth. I think that's correct. Okay, there's also a movie, Labyrinth. There it is, Wikipedia. So labyrinth has a specific meaning. It's from Greek mythology. Basically, I think basically it means it's like a maze, but there is only one path. There is only one path. Okay. Now I remember. Okay, it looks like that. The classic labyrinth. Right. So there is only one path. Right. So you go. Yeah. Minotaurus in Labyrinth, yes, and that is spectacular, very extremely interesting Greek mythology. Let me Minotaur, Xali, a love of Greek mythology. Okay, let's see if I can find my page. Okay, mythological creatures in Second Life. That's very interesting there. And this story, Flower Paradise, is also very interesting. But we are going to digress and digress so much. Anyway, so this is in Second Life. You have these avatars. So this bird is a harpy. Okay, and this is Medusa, the most famous Medusa. And you have mermaid. Mermaid is not exactly from Greek mythology. It's kind of northern Europe, Scandinavia, I think, mythology. So you have several beautiful mermaids. All these are in Second Life. Okay, I did a video on Second Life. You can check it out. And then you have this monster fish. Then you have werewolf. Then you have spiders. Okay, so that is digression. Let's paste, copy the buffer, delete that. I mean, not delete, close, enlarge the buffer. What is showing browser? Okay, programming that I don't care about that. Go back to XR Talk Show and paste it here. Okay, showing browser. So back to the now we back to the okay. I didn't find my article because sorry arts. So go to my arts article, XR arts. Okay. Then we have Seashell Gallery. Now these seashells I actually have. I collected back in 2002, around 2000. I bought them. In year 2000, I was working in .com companies, and so I bought these seashell. They are extremely amazing. Actually, I should show you some another video. I should take them out and show you. So these seashells are spectacular. You can see they have different shapes and different variations, and they are, of course, they are related to math in several ways. One is the spiral. The various ways to generate spiral. Actually, I can show you that mathematics of seashells and so on. So seashells, you see, you have this flat top shell. This one is called top shell. It looks like that. And then you have this tusk shell. It's kind of like the opposite extreme. So you can model them in math. Let me just paste my URL here, and let's go here. I'm not gonna talk about that topic. So this one is done in Mathematica. You can see how seashell are modeled. Basically, you use this parametric formula and you can plot them. Okay, so let me show it here. You can check it out. So we digress so much. So I want to use JavaScript, and I want to get back to my writing programs of doing visualizations of math like this. This is written in Mathematica like 20 years ago. And you have the cutaway view of seashells. You can see it's quite amazing, seashells. And there is one. Some of these, you see, these seashells have this kind of variation, decorations. They are just spectacular. Look at this and look at this one. It's just amazing. And look at this one with the, fluffs going out. So did I cut my hair? Yes, you just bend over and cut it. I did. You didn't notice yesterday. I cut it a few days ago. Must be almost a week. So yeah, monotone. Actually, I want to show you that monotone. We begin to digress so much. We were talking about JavaScript. Let's go back to there. We will go back to there. But let me remember what the things I want to say. So I haven't finished showing you this visualization. There's another one I'm gonna show you. Okay, but right now we digressed into XR Arts. Okay, XR Arts blog. Here, then you can see the Greek mythology, Europa and the bull. This one we talked about in one of my videos, and a love of the mythology of the Greeks. This girl, she is Artemis, is the greatest bitch in history. Artemis. So anyway, monotone. So anyway, so you guys, if you are interested, you can go read that. Let me just gonna post it here. What is this? Okay, post it here. So I want to say Monitor, Monitor is a queen. The creature Monitor was born because they there's a queen who mated with a white bull. Okay, so then they got this their children, their child is monitor. But how do you get a girl to mate with a bull? You have to trick the white bull. So there's a story of that. This is all Greek mythology, and yeah, and Monitor is in the labyrinth, and there's so many stories about that. Then there is a greatest smith, okay, greatest nerd, the greatest nerd in Greek mythology, like us, nerd who are interested in mechanisms, computer science. There is one greatest god, the god of nerds. His name. Anyone remember the name? If you know, say it. Okay. Oh, and Monitor and the Labyrinth. Okay, these two guys. This guy, Daedalus. Okay, Daedalus and his son Icarius. Um, he. I think they were imprisoned in the labyrinth at one time, and Daedalus. He's a great engineer. Okay, yeah, he's a great nerd, but I was talking about another guy. Anyway, the Daedalus, he invented wings, and they just flew. That's how they escaped. But his son is too arrogant. He too young, like today's programming hotshots. They think they know they think they know everything. So he flew too high towards the sun against his dad's advice, and he fell to his death. So anyway, there's another engineer that's a god, Smith. I forgot the name at the moment, but anyway, they should have invented Emacs. Yeah. Good morning, Marox. In Russian, maze is. Oh, okay, maze is that word. Okay, we never go back to Greek myth again now. Uh, what do you mean? Jamogan. Good morning, Jamogan. Speaking in Russian, I don't understand a thing. Okay, so let's go back to JavaScript. Now look at this one. Okay, so hold on a second. We already saw that. Wait, did we miss anything? Okay, we already saw that. This one, we already saw that. This one looks the same. But now here is the most spectacular one. Okay, not yet, not this one. Anyway, so this one is about pathfinding. So you have an algorithm to solve the maze, and typically this is done using backtracking algorithm. Now, actually, this might be just a maze generation algorithm. I might get confused. Anyway, you can read the article. But then there's one I want to show you. Okay, so all these are written in d3js. Of course, that's his library. He wrote it. Now this one is not too interesting. Okay, and it's too slow. And look at this one. Randomized depth first traversal, on the other hand, is all about meander. Okay, so anyway, randomized depth first traversal. Okay, let's see the next one. Yeah, this one is Prim's algorithm on random graph. Okay, not very interesting. Okay, here is another approach, not interesting. Wilson's algorithm. Now this one is spectacular. This is the one I want to show you. Look at this one. Now this one is truly spectacular. I'm truly impressed by this graph. So I want to show you this article mostly just for this one. What use are randomized binary trees? Not at all, but apparently they are pretty. That's cool. I was just talking about random binary trees versus sorted binary trees. Okay. Grindex says is yes. These are drawings in real time. Of course, you can replay it. It's in fact you can look at the source code. You can just right click and look at the source code. Let's see. Then you'll see it'll be incomprehensible. It'll be a bunch of SVG. I'm pretty sure it's SVG. Oh, it's using canvas. I hate canvas. There it is. Here's the code. Okay, so you can see I want to see the actual canvas. Do they show that? Okay, you should be able to see the actual canvas code, I think. Oh wait. Oh wait, yeah, canvas is not SVG, so yeah, there's no canvas code. The JavaScript generates the image directly. It's a bitmap. Canvas is bitmap. So anyway, I wanted to show you that this page, this algorithm, this JavaScript D3. That's what I want to show you. Okay. Okay. So Linkify. So another thing I want to show you is that Emacs pitch mod. Okay. For example, let me show you what I mean. Okay. So if I, for example, let's go to my Emacs Lisp. Okay. So let's go to a Emacs Lisp code. Magnify. So you see here is the Emacs Lisp code. So let me go to some place where there is a big chunk of code. Okay, so here. So normally it looks like this, okay? This is what it normally looks like using mono space font. How do they call that? Ah, I can't remember words. How they call that? Not mono space. Yeah. So let's go to my mono. Oh, monospace. Yeah, right. They are calling it monospace. That's right. So anyway, here's SVG. This is a CSS code. So you can show them in monospace font, or you can show them in variable pitch font. Emacs, stupid Emacs jargon. In the serif, sans serif font. Okay, variable width font. So let me show you. Okay, so I copy that. I make a new buffer, new window, and paste the code here. And I'm going to magnify, switch to XAR Emacs Lisp mod. Okay, magnify, go to the top. Actually, so let me. I want to show you them side by side. Okay, so search for. Okay. So there you are. So they are now side by side. You can see on the right is what you normally see because all code are displayed in monospace font. On the left is using serif font, just a sans serif font, variable width font. And the thing interesting is that the actually you should try to use variable pitch font because actually you show, for example, if you look at this line, on each line of the same width, uh, variable width font will actually display more characters, and in fact it's more readable. You can decide yourself which one is more readable. Like, tell me, what do you think? The left one is more readable or the monospace font? So anyway, how the command to do that is just called variable pitch mod. Okay, xali emacs variable pitch mod. It's built in Emacs. Okay, Emacs proportional font. And here is a screenshot of two examples: monospace versus proportional width font. And the command to call it is this one, variable pitch mod. Okay, so for example, let me show you. I just call variable pitch mod. Call it again to turn it back. And you can see, if you look at this line, in variable pitch mod, it's much smaller, so you can actually read more things. So I recommend it. I've been using it for several years, but then I turn it off, then I turn it back again. Of course, you don't want to use that in Python. In Python, it's not suitable because Python, you need the indentation. You need to see the indentation. But otherwise, it's good for in JavaScript, in Emacs Lisp or any other Lisp code, in CSS file, in HTML, in almost all the languages. So that's about that. So close that. Buffer modifier, do not save. Close that window. Back to talk show. Let's okay, close that. Back to Emacs. Close that. Switch to browser. Close that. Refresh. Okay, let's go to the next topic. I like the right one more. So you like the monospace. Okay. The reason I stopped it is because I stopped using it because I forgot. Every time I'm talking, my brain is like whacked. I cannot remember any words. I've been already talking for 30 minutes. Okay, anyway, next topic. Show that D3 maze thing. We did that. Show the random click. Oh, random click. Okay, so I want to show you. If you go to my website, copy that. Okay. Seashell. Did we put Seashell here? And just put it here. Okay. So you go to not XR odds. Close that. Okay. Yeah. This is the math of Seashell. Back to Emacs. Paste it here. Yeah. Okay. So I want to go back to xali.info. So this is my website. You can go down, sitemap. So near the bottom there's a sitemap. You click that and it shows all the articles on xali.info. So you can see there are this is a very long file. So let's go all the way to the bottom. So there are 3,767 files on xali.info. And if you go to my Emacs page, let's go to Emacs. So Emacs proportional font. Okay, let's copy that there. You go to my Emacs, go to the home page. There's also a sitemap. So on this page, there are 760 articles. So what's interesting is that you can click the randomize. You see, you click randomize, they will randomize the list. And of course, this is written in JavaScript. Let me show you the script. Let me show you. So this is the page. This is a page locally, and magnify and search for .js. This is the file. Let's open it. You see, it's just 10 lines, 15 lines. But however, to do this, it takes you several days plus a year to understand JavaScript in order to do this. So anyway, so that's about that. So anyway, so this randomize is very useful because close that, back to Chrome. So I have JavaScript on. You can randomize. Then you can click, because that way you actually find interesting articles you never seen before. It's like, if you go to my website, you are kind of familiar with the structure, so you don't actually see new articles. But with randomized feature, you actually start to see new articles. And same thing with the xali.info site. 4,000 articles randomized. And you see, this JavaScript actually, that JavaScript I just showed you, only 15 lines. It's not trivial. I'm not kidding. Okay, it's not trivial to do. You actually have to know DOM well, because otherwise it will be extremely slow. You are trying to randomize. So that's why, remember we were talking about Fisher JavaScript DOM randomize. That Fisher algorithm to randomize array elements. That algorithm is used here. So I have a article that is a tutorial of how this code works. Close that, close that, close that. So let's paste that. Okay. So I mean, it's not trivial because you have to the JavaScript needs to read this list. Okay, that part is easy. Then you have to manipulate these list items. They are not simply arrays. But anyway, after you randomize them, you have to replace the original list. So you have to insert back. So if you do it naively, it will be very slow. When you have like 3,000 items, it will be very slow. That's what I found. Okay, so that's about that. That's about my sitemap, which what I want to tell you about. It's available for xali.info and also for Emacs. And next time we do videos, I can just use that. Go to randomize. So then we have many interesting things we can talk about. So close that. Emacs tab space indentation setup. Close that. Filter list. Okay, close that. Yeah, so I was telling you about variable proportional font. So on my website, actually, I switched my website CSS to proportional font now. So you can see it wasn't like that before. Actually, I can show you how it is done. Yeah, let's just show you. So go to my Emacs blog, show in browser, then go to xal commands, new buffer. Let's go to somewhere that's more code. Okay, for example, this one. Okay, copy the URL back to Emacs, open the file, magnify. So here's a file showing browser, and yeah, I want to show you. See, so what we do is we open the CSS file, magnify, and go to search for Emacs Lisp right here. So we are right here. You see this font family, Arial, sans serif. That's why. Now if we delete that line, let's say we delete that line, then refresh browser. Now watch the change. Okay, refresh the browser. Do it. You see, it becomes like that. Okay, yeah. So that's what I want to show. CSS. Close, 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 close. Copy. Okay, we already did that. Close. Show. Okay, so next topic. Show Emacs variable pitch mod. We did that. Raining hearts. Okay, we can. Okay, so let's take a break and see the Xalipedia. See the comments. So you gonna rewrite your website soon in React? No, I'm not going to React. Yeah, I'm not. I don't think. I don't think so. I'm not gonna rewrite my website in React. My website is basically it's static website. Um, so Matt says I just saw he did some stuff on Closure too. Yeah, I did 1 year of Closure. Rum looks very interesting. What Rum? Justin says, what build of Emacs do you use on Mac? Okay, so let's go to Emacs blog showing browser. Go to Practical Emacs. Go to where to download. Then you have Windows. You have Mac. On the Mac, I use this one. Yeah, that one. Okay, any other questions or any topics? So let's go to the next topic. JavaScript raining hearts. Copy that. Labyrinth. Close that. New buffer. Paste. Enter. I don't think it's the same. The one Brew installs. I don't think so. So anyway, so why am I showing this? This is just something I wrote. I wrote this out of nostalgia. Back this is very popular back in like year 2000, 1999, where you have raining snow, on websites, and I didn't know how that is done. I didn't. My first touch of JavaScript is in 2006 or so. Even back then, I don't know nothing about JavaScript. Because JavaScript is very fairly complicated language. So I didn't know how this works, but eventually I know. In 2014, actually, I understand how this is done. You guys know how this is done? This is pure JavaScript, okay? Okay, yeah, let me explain how this is done. Does anyone know how this is done? Like technically, how is this possible? If you know, say it, okay? But let me tell you. So this is done. The heart of this technology is actually CSS. Okay, it's not JavaScript. So how is that? How does that work? So in CSS, you can create layers. Okay, so layout and layers, just like almost like Photoshop layers. So you have one image up before the other one. So the front one will hide the back one. So you can create almost infinite layers. And so you can create layers. Then these hearts are, each heart is actually just a layer. each heart is a HTML element in its own layer. So you actually have like 30 layers going around. Then what do you use JavaScript for? The JavaScript is used to move, to position these elements. It just reposition them. That's all. And so this code is only like 50 lines, and it's just, yeah. So that's how it's done. You use CSS to create, each element on its own layer. Then you use JavaScript to reposition them. So you have to refresh. You see this line, the last line, set interval. Run the code f update positions, and the second argument is update speed. Now, update speed is like just seconds, like every 0.9 second you update. Every time you update, you change the position of each heart, element. That's all. So this is interesting because on the surface you would not think it's so in a sense actually it's a hack. There is no foundation, there is no architecture structure that create these moving things. Rather, you just create layers. Put each element on its own layer and use JavaScript to move them. Like every second you update the position, so it's kind of like a hack. Okay, so that's about that. uh, Close that. Close that. Okay, then there's some other interesting things about on Twitter, on YouTube. Okay, so let's go back to a guy wrote a chat program in CSS. Really? Do you have a link? A chat program? It must have some JavaScript, right? It must, because you cannot. I don't think you can actually have interactive chat in CSS. Of course, then I mean you also need to talk to servers, right? Definitely you need JavaScript. But once you have JavaScript, what does it mean, a chat program in CSS? I would say majority of the code would be in JavaScript. So wearable, good morning. If the moving hearts uh, was never an intended modern feature, how would it be implemented in JavaScript? Could you have one layer for the hearts rather than 30? No, you cannot. Let's see. So is it possible to create that raining hearts such that you are not using the CSS layers? Oh yeah, you can. Yeah, yes, you can. Actually you can do that easily. Oh yeah, I never thought of that though. You can do it easily. Okay, all you do is, so let's go to JavaScript. All you do is using Canvas or SVG. Yeah, so you use JavaScript to to create SVG. SVG is for drawing. So this is actually the proper way to do it. You use JavaScript to create Canvas or SVG. Then you can you just draw things. Yeah. So Justin says it was written by sneaky guy, like to get message he retrieve an image. Like to get message he retrieve an image. What does that mean? I'm not sure. Uh, why is Google censoring that? Jeez. Okay, so that's about that. So let's see what's the next topic. D3 visualization across the science. We talked about that mythological creatures in Second Life. We talked about that. Seashell Gallery, Math of Seashell. Okay, then some random things. Kinesis laptop. Oh, that's yeah. I wanted. So this one. So apparently, some cartoon featured this image. I guess some Japanese anime. I don't know which one. What's the name? But anyway, I run into this. So that's interesting. And also interesting is that actually there is someone, a Japanese, who created this layout. I'm gonna show you here. Okay. So he created a ergonomic layout for laptop. So in this picture, you can see this is a normal laptop keyboard layout. However, you can rearrange the keys into this form, into this layout. And in fact, you save space. You see, all the keys, you see, you have a lot of empty space. No keys is missing. You have all the keys. But however, in the new arrangement, it's much more ergonomic, you see, and it's also symmetric. But you actually saved, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like seven space because why? Because of the space bars. The space bar is taking seven space by itself. So this guy, it's on GitHub. So he created this. He hoped that this will catch on, and so it becomes a standard keyboard layout. It's actually a good idea. So okay, so that's about that. Let's go back and paste the link here. um, so what's the next topic? So search this line, we already, okay, delete that. Let's see, next topic. I'm too old to change keyboard layout. Background images loaded via pseudo selectors plus a forever loading index page. Okay. Yeah, okay, so let's see what's the next topic. 53 minutes. Maybe we talk 10 more minutes. So questions, comments, or any other topic, just post it. Okay. So let's see. Now I'm pretty much done with my topics. The other things are kind of randomish. Computer languages. What is this? Oh yeah. So someone on my YouTube channel asked me a question. He says, he watched my video, but he's usually not live when I'm live. So he asked the question about new Lisp. So new Lisp is actually, it is a Lisp dialect, and it's pretty old. It's like 15 years old, or maybe 20 years old. Uh, and he found it very interesting. He's having fun with it. Um, YouTube Xali. Okay. Good morning, Strath. Hey Xa, glad I caught your live stream. May I ask you what you work as? I don't work for anyone. I'm not working. I don't have money. That's why I'm poverty below poverty. Yeah, but my profession, if you can call that, I'm a programmer. Uh, you know. So if you go to my channel, community playlist channel, go to YouTube beta. And go to comments. Okay, go to comments. So he asked me a question. Wait. Search for new Lisp. Lisp. Okay, so wait, I need to click finish that. Oh yeah, so Steve Edge asked me the question about new Lisp. So let's go to new Lisp, okay? I talked to the guy back in 2000s, the inventor of this language. So I think he's a very interesting guy. Lutz Muller. I think he lives in South America, something like that. It's an interesting guy. So he created New Lisp in 1991. Oh wow! So it's almost 30 years ago now. So New Lisp is kind of like a scripting. It's a light language. It's a scripting language, and it's Lisp. So you might check it out. It's fun. I haven't actually tried it. So anyway, that's about that. I don't know much about it. Um, yeah, YouTube interface is horrible. Okay, I agree. On mobile, it's even worse. Yeah. Well, you okay. So anyway, let's go back to let's just random chat. So yeah, let me get a drink. Let me get my drink. I want to chat about random things now. Uh, Sleeping schedule. My sleeping schedule. That's an interesting topic. Network anthropology. That's an interesting topic. Kinesis laptop. Lambda logo tool. That's an interesting topic. This is the inscription of God, etched in stone. Thou shalt not, and etc. This book is written by Graham Knuth. Yes, that's Donald Knuth and Pastor Schink. Now, Graham is a mathematician. Graham is also pretty old. He's like 70 or 80s. Um, so, but I kind of I tried to read this book back in 1990s, like 1994 or so. I didn't like it at all. Turns out I didn't like it. So anyway, this page is a collection of Lisp language logos that involves a lambda. That's a key. It has to have a lambda. Um, Otherwise, I mean, I focus on logos that features the lambda, not necessarily Lisp. So I love it so much. I love math, math symbols, symbology, because to me, when I see math formulas, for example, a bunch of math formulas. Let me show you. Okay, so let me show you some of the on Lisp Mathematica. So let's go to language tutorials. Let's go to Mathematica, and this is Mathematica logo, hyperbolic, dodecahedron, and this is Mathematica Notepad. This is linear algebra. This is my notes back in 1990, 1993. I wrote them originally in Microsoft Word. Then later on, I converted to Mathematica. So this is linear algebra, and then here is Mathematica code. You can display. You see, you can display them in math notation like that. I talked about this many times, various different notations, a notation system yesterday or, this week. I talked about syntax and things like that. And here's Mathematica, interactive animation, graphics and code. I wrote this package doing that. This is in 1990s, so I'm going to try to write them in JavaScript to update my plane curves website. All these packages I wrote. Um, anyway, implementing Mathematica in Golang. Oh yeah, so there is this project by this guy Corey Walker. I think he worked for Wolfram. So he is trying to. I might be wrong who he is. I don't know who he is. But anyway, so he's saying he's trying to implement Mathematica or a similar kind of system in Golang. That would be very interesting. So Jupyter, it's very popular today. Jupyter basically copied the Mathematica interface. This interface you are seeing, it's called Notebook interface. You see, this is Notebook. This is back Mathematica. It's back in 1989 even. So Julia just copied it. So question, Matt says, so what's your plan on React? So do you plan to make a tutorial for your website? Yes, I plan to, but I wouldn't don't expect it to be very good because I actually already have one. Um, it's just my random notes. So I don't think I plan to write a public, nice tutorial because that will take like almost like 1 month full time. I already studied React JS about half a year ago. I studied for 1 week and I find it very good. Okay, this is one of the library I actually understand, I get the idea, and I think it's great. Um, so I only studied for 1 week and I stopped. I haven't used it, but I want to get back to. I want to kind of. I want to try to know it well. React.js because I'm kind of old school, almost out of touch with today's modern, npm and all that kind of thing. Whenever I try to use them, I get frustrated and so anyway, but I'm trying to maybe know React well and maybe write some apps in it possibly. And I'm also looking into Electron, uh, so that I get to know the kind of the how they do things in JavaScript, as opposed to my ways, my old school fundamental way. So what do you think? Greendeck says, what do you think about GeoCities and NeoCities, modern GeoCities analog? In general, do you think individual homepage are better than social media? Yeah, definitely, absolutely. You should have your own page. It's absolutely better than social media. And if you can, just create your own domain. I mean, buy a domain that will cost you like $10 a month, and you'll pay like and get a hosting like $3 a month. You can create your own website. So GeoCities is it's one of the earliest websites that lets people to have a homepage. Now GeoCities is before blog, before Google Blogger and other blogs, before the blogging platform. So before that, you have GeoCities, which you can go there, register account, and you have your homepage, and you can put whatever there. So I think so. I'm not sure what happened with GeoCities. They went out long ago, and then you have NeoCities, but I'm not too familiar with the history of GeoCities. So Yahoo GeoCities was a web hosting service. It was founded in November 1994 by David Barnett and John Renzner, and was called Beverly Hills Internet for a very short time before named GeoCities. So it was from Yahoo, or Yahoo bought it. On January 1999, oh yeah, so Yahoo bought it. On January 1999, GeoCities was acquired by Yahoo, at which time it was allegedly the third most visited website on World Wide Web. Yeah, so GeoCities, there it is, the history of the internet. Uh, that's that's way back then. You can. So are they still alive? Like, can you still? I guess no. They only have GeoCities Japan though. Okay, yeah. But you probably can find some GeoCity websites on Wayback Machine, in the Internet Archive. Then you'll see how the web looks like back then. It's like very different style from today. So anyway, so what do I think of it? I don't know. So that's all I know. NeoCities, I haven't used it. I heard of it a few times. So was it popular in Russia or something? Like NeoCities, is it created by a Russian or something? So Justin Hayes says, I've been thinking of getting rid of my homepage. Yeah, you mean a domain? You have your own domain? Homepage is kind of, for most people, for vast majority of people, including programmers, I mean, most people, and even most of you, you don't really have much to say. Like, so if you can, you might create a homepage, a domain. It's cool, right? But it's cool for like 1 year. After that, it's just sitting there. Not the, it's just sitting there forever. Basically, that's that's what happens to vast majority of people, because you know you don't have things to write, there much. And also, if you are thinking of creating your own blog, like me, blogging every day for 30 years, that's tremendous work. You have to realize you're gonna spend like an hour at least minimum, on average, statistical average, like an hour a day, every day, every year, years after year, you have to do that. And you have to, writing blog is not that easy. You spend several hours to write one blog, so it's not easy. Okay. And usually, especially today, there's no readers. Maybe you have 10 readers, your friends, your mom, something like that. Okay. So it's not easy to do. And also, for vast majority of people, you don't need to, say something. That you don't even need to blog. You go to social network. uh, so unless you are a writer, or unless you are someone like, like me, who really wants to talk about things or sort of things, then yeah, if you are the writer type of guy, that's good for you. And also, for most people, you have to go to work, right? You work 8 hours a day, you get tired, you're gonna, spend time with your family or something like that. You don't want to write blogs. So yeah, so it may not be for you. uh, give your opinion on Jupyter. My opinion is that they just copied Mathematica notebook. They said it on their website. But otherwise, and notebook is a great interface. Okay, I had this complaint long time ago. I flame with these fucking programmer idiots. Okay, you see, now, after 30 years, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, up to 30. After 30 years, this programming idiot, this mainstream Python, Perl, Perl, this, that, fuckheads, including these fuckheads. Now they start to, notebook. They Jupyter copied notebook. These idiots, where are they 30 years ago? Like, especially from my experience talking to these idiots, the common these fanatics. Every time I talk about Mathematica, they know nothing about it, but they don't get the idea. They don't know nothing about it. They just say, "Oh, you are a troll. You don't know nothing. You don't know Lisp. You don't know Lisp at all. Oh, Xi is the guy with the most idiotic opinions." That's what they say. But now the society, the programming population, now the AI, the population now in general, they realize, Jupyter, you should use Jupyter. This is, great interactive notebook. What a fucking idiots. And you see, let me tell you the history, the revolution, evolution, okay, kind of the history of programming language interface. Okay, let me tell you that. So in the beginning, you have, well, this is not an accurate history, but basically, roughly, okay. Let's say in the beginning you have command line interface like shell, okay, the Unix idiot shell, okay. So open a new shell. So you have let's move this over here. So here's the shell. Can we magnify? Let's not. Let's just. Can we view? Okay, magnify. Okay, bigger. That's not too big. Let's try. Okay, so cd. This is shell. Okay, so this is shell. Xali info, for example. Okay, there you go. So we can do ls-al, this like that, or ll, and you can go to Xali, for example, Xali draw. Or actually, you do ls, then you have this shell, fucking Unix, fuck Unix, cd Xali draw. Okay. For example, then you do ls. You say let's launch vi. Let's see which file. Actually, we need to go to test20 that. Okay, then list, then vixd20 tab. Fucking stupid. Okay, xd tab ts. Okay, there it is. We are in the land of vi. Now what is page down? Let's see. Control F. Yeah, Control F. Now we need syntax coloring. Okay, now so syntax coloring is comma syn, I think. Try it. Oops, no syntax items defined for this. Fuck vi. Okay, quit colon q. Yes. Now we need to open the JavaScript one instead of TypeScript. Okay, open it. Now colon syn. Jesus, no syntax for JavaScript. What age are we living in? So VI users, there's no default syntax coloring for JavaScript. Okay, wait, don't, shit. Don't put the fuck word there, okay? Don't put fuck word in the comments, okay? That Barrio, you are new here. You should watch few of my old, videos. Like just search for, go to YouTube, go to my channel. Go to my channel first, Xali channel on YouTube. Then in the box, search for Unix philosophy. Okay, I explained that a million times. Why do you use Mac? Why do you still use Mac? Mac is Unix. I explained that too many times. Okay, so like you hear the entire hour. attacking on that notion. Okay, what is Unix? Oh yeah, Mac is Unix, Apple is Unix, even Apple supports Unix. Okay, so you might check that out. So Andrew, okay, so how long have we been talking? So we should end. Okay, we end in 2 or 3 minutes. Let me answer. Let me see. So yeah, oh yeah. So I was going to give you a history of interface, human computer language interface, computer language interface. Okay. Now, so in the beginning, you have a shell. Okay, you have the command line interface. Then, then the then the next step up is interactive. It's still command line interface like Python. Okay, let's say I type Python, and there we are. So 3 plus 4, there it is, Python. So let's say x equals to Python. So uh, 3, 4, 5. Okay, this is a list in Python, array in Python. Okay, then type x. So then let's say x, the first element. Okay, you got 3. Okay, so that's Python. Now now people call this the idiots, the programming idiots in the industry. They started to call this. I cannot remember any words when I'm talking to people. My brain is like at 50%. REPL, yeah, they call it REPL. Yeah, I talked about this in one of my videos. So should I show it? Okay, let's show the article. So you go to jargons. Okay, REPL. Okay, here's a REPL. The idiots call them REPL. The term REPL, REPL, became popular around like 2009 for about 5 years. I don't hear it much today, but it's people start to call it REPL because Python started to have REPL. Ruby, like all languages, started to have REPL now. So, but REPL is basically is the same. It's exactly the same as the interactive command line interface. Okay, it's just like Bash. Okay, it's just like Bash. Now the next level up of computer language interface is what you would call you might just call it notebook, like in Emacs. Okay, for example, I can open any buffer, any new buffer or any existing buffer. Okay, 3 plus, and I can evaluate this code. Evaluate. Let's open another buffer. Hold on a second. Let's open another buffer here, and let's show the oops. Let's show the message buffer. Okay, so here you can see all the output. Okay, so I can evaluate that. You can see we get 7, and you can have, for example, set q. Oh, okay, let's switch to XOR ELISP mod. Magnify, set q. Okay, set x equals to 99. Okay, then we can say plus x1. Okay, evaluate that. Debugging. Oh, we didn't. We don't. We have to evaluate this line first. Okay, do it. Now I can evaluate this line. Okay, do it. So the answer is 100. You can see here 100. You see, so this way, let's call this interface the notebook interface. This interface is much better than the shell. Okay, the REPL. Why? Because in this interface, you can evaluate any expression anywhere you want. You don't have to keep the order. Okay, you can, for example, we just did. We can evaluate this part again, or we can evaluate this part again, or we can, now we don't want that, we can change it to ATA and evaluate that part again. Or then we make a copy, let's change it to 2, evaluate that. So you can evaluate anywhere you want. And also another advantage is that you can save it. Every computation is saved. You can just, for example, now I'm gonna save this file. So xx today's date.el. Now it's saved. Close, reopen, and magnify. You can open, you have it saved always. Unlike shell, you have to, in shell, if you want to save, you have to like start, let's go to the Linux tutorial. You have to shell. Let's see. There's a way to save shell bash terminal. Okay, so tmux man page blah 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 reset terminal control sequence keys virtual console. There's this Unix fox bash prompt key terminal and log terminal session. Okay, this is how you do it. You can there's a GNOME. There is a anyway. You have techniques to log terminal sessions. Then okay, so I'm telling you that this notebook interface is better. You can save it. You don't lose things. You can experiment. You can evaluate any expression anytime. Okay, so this is better. Now, of course, in Emacs, and this can be done in any buffer, not necessarily a new buffer. For example, in my talk show page, this is HTML. I can just paste the Emacs Lisp code right here, and let's evaluate it. Okay, let's evaluate it. Okay, let's say 1000. Okay, run it. You see the answer is 1004 right here. You see, so the code can be anywhere. So this is what I would call notebook interface. But however, in Emacs, it's text only. And also today, in OGMod, these industrial idiots, people start to like OGMod. They say, oh, how it is great, how it is you can evaluate code, how you can duplicate scientific data. How they call that? They have a word. Okay, they have a word for that, the OGMod. So let's go to practical Emacs. Let's go down, go down, go down, go down, go down. OGMod topic. Okay, so you have source code markup. Yeah, source code markup. Then you can evaluate, any language code in OGMod. You can, it can be Python code, can be Lisp, can be even Java or Ruby, Python, and Golang, many languages. You can evaluate it right away. So this OGMod, in a way, it's another notebook interface. Okay, you can evaluate code anywhere. It needs not to be sequential like in shell. But if you want it to be sequential, you can. All you do is every time you just go down and make a new code, and go down. That if you want it to be sequential. And you can also search. You can search the entire buffer using Emacs search facilities. You can list matching lines and things like that. So notebook is far more powerful than the interactive shell. Okay. Now, however, in OGMod or in Emacs, you don't have. It's not graphical. You cannot have images, for example. You cannot. Well, you could, but in Emacs it's hard to do. You have to spend 1 hour to figure out how can you display images. I mean, even if you do that, you cannot have sound. You cannot have embedded, sound or embedded video. You cannot. So because it's not actually a graphical interface. But in Mathematica, you can do that. Okay, back in 1989. Okay, this fucking industrial Common Lisp, Pascal, Python, Perl, Fox, idiots. In Mathematica, you can do this back in 1989. This and of course today. So back to, let me show you the Mathematica. Yeah, you see this. So I wrote this notebook. This I wrote a package, a Mathematica package to plot plane tilings and symmetry like the pictures here, like I have a I showed this before in my previous talk. For example, what is this? Not this. Uh, there, yeah, there, here. So you see all these images are generated by Mathematica. For example, you see these three images. You see it says output 277. These three images, all you have to do is just type this line of code, one line of code. It gives you that. This is Mathematica, and this is 1997. Okay, the industrial C++, Haskell, Python, the industrial coder idiots. So I wrote this in 1997, but this is available back then. You see the code, now remember, you see this two-dimensional notation. Those are automatic, not like tech is another, the most worst idiotic technology. Download GNU tech free, as in free beer. That's why it's popular, and it refused to die. Okay, so this, you see this notation, it's automatic. Okay, it's not like you have to type special command to format it. You type the whole thing. If you want it to be two-dimensional math notation, you just press one button. It shows like that. This feature of two-dimensional notation, it began in 1999. Okay, around 1999 when Mathematica version 3 came out. So anyway, so I wrote this package that does that. So back to the here. So what you are looking at is this is called the notebook interface. The notebook, you see, you just type it, just like Emacs, except it's far more rich than Emacs, because you can have code, you can have headers, you can have section titles, chapter title. You can collapse them, you can expand them. Collapse, basically that's like OGMOD. You just show the titles, and you can have images, and you can have animations, or video. That's Mathematica. Okay, so yeah, so I'm talking about the computer language interface. The several interfaces. In the beginning you have command line, then you have kind of notebook, and also graphical notebook. Now, by the way, this kind of notebook interface, there are some variations, and they are popular in math community since like 1991. Okay, when I started to uh, you know I study math. Back in 1992, you have this kind of interface. For example, in MATLAB uses the similar interface. Almost all math software, they use this interface. Okay, so now today people started to get it. I mean, it becomes among the industrial programmers, like as the industrial programmers, they started to, not a lot of people are aware of this, because of the Julia. They copied. I mean, they said it on their website. We copied the user interface for Mathematica. But if you, I mean, they do that today, it's kind of okay. But if you do that in 1990s, I don't think it would be okay. You get sued. Um, I don't know if did they talk to Mathematica or not. I don't know. But anyway, they basically, like, they copied almost exactly the Mathematica notebook with a cell. You see these things on the right side? Those are called cells. Each one of these is called a cell. They almost copied. As far I actually never used Julia, but I looked at it, for a minute or two. I think they copied almost exactly everything. Um, so what's my point? You see, my point, like my typical videos and my philosophy, is that most people in industrial programmers, they know so little, but that's okay, okay. But the thing is, this typically you have these hacker types, Unix philosophy people, okay, Unix philosophy or Python, Python priests. They tell you what you should do. They tell you what you should do. When if you don't follow, then they say you are a troll or you are idiot. Okay, they tell you you need to follow their idioms. Like for example, in this they say, oh, you need to. For example, let me show you some. Okay, not this page. Let's go to Xali. Let's go to my Xali, so you can see a lot of code here. Okay, so for example, my Lisp code, they tell you, yeah, let's go up. Okay, for example, if you do not, for example, let me show you this. Okay, if you have parentheses, if you show a code in public with parentheses like that without properly formatted, you get flamed to death. These Lisp idiots. Okay, that's another topic. I can talk about this topic, formatting issues, for 1 hour. So let's do that next time. But the basic bottom line is that you should not programmers should not format each line by line. That's what programmers are doing every day till even today. They tell you to press, for example, if I switch to Emacs list mod, okay, the default list mod, you press tab here to format one single line. Then you press tab here, then you press tab here, and then you have that idiotic par edit mod that reinforces this idea. It tells you to format each line manually. You have to do it manually for every line. If this line, for example, is not formatted, then you press tab, then that line becomes fucked. It's based on the formatting is based on previous lines. So in a sense, you have to do them one by one manually. So that's the way people are thinking. These industrial people. But that's fine. But the thing about them is that they tell you, they think they know everything about the universe, like they know the entire universe. And if you don't do their way, they say you are a troll, you are idiot, you don't not understand nothing. I got flames about this for like 10 years. People post my comments on my Emacs blog. Oh, this guy, or on Reddit, for example, on Hacker News. Oh, this guy is an idiot. He, look at his parentheses. He doesn't follow GNU convention because he know nothing. No, because you are idiot. You don't know nothing. Then I wrote Emacs list mod. Okay, let's switch to it. So let's go to I press a key. Now it's XR list mod. Okay. Now if I look at these lines, okay, these hanging parentheses, okay, I press tab key, one shot. Look at the screen. Look at what happens. Okay, one tab, the whole block get formatted. No manual line by line. Fuck the Emacs list people. Okay, fuck them. So that's a situation about so that's so my point about all this talk about the user interface, about the Mathematica notebook, is just you can see, if I don't know if I'm convincing to you, I'm persuasive enough. You can see that they don't know things. Most people, the average, the wisdoms of the crowd. Okay, this it's actually just by these few people. They think they know. They tell you what to do, and there are several people like that in Emacs community. I don't want to mention names. They've written many very popular packages. They are like that. Okay, and so then so that's what I'm saying. And the thing is, you have a code, so everyone, it's like it's same thing in Python, in Perl. You have a code. Okay, so we all plans to live in the same time as study. So okay, so what? How long have you been talking? So okay, so let's read the comments. 2 more minutes, okay? So I'm always worried about, maybe I'm too long or something. Then sometimes I think, oh, fuck it. So what does it matter? Uh, I wonder why now only they do things like Jupyter. That's because time. Because you see the ideas, the thinking shifts. Over every 10 years, every decade. Kind of you have new generation. So and the situation in society changes. Today, for example, in the past 10 years, most the hot things are about AI, about neural networks. Data science. So you started to have a lot kind of mathematicians, or programmers started to, suddenly the idea about math, especially statistics, becomes, they start to have an interest in that, because you need that for data mining, for this neural network kind of thing, because statistics, the math subject, statistics is a major part in the AI approach, the neural networks, or data mining kind of thing. So in Google, in Facebook, in all these big companies, you start to have a lot of people working on that. And when you work in statistics, that's math. Then you certainly have a lot of people from the math community, not the traditional programmer community. You have an influx of the math community people. And what does math community people know? Like me, Mathematica. That's what we know. This interface is what we are used to. So I'm guessing. So it's kind of gradual. So then programmers start to see. Oh, this then this idea gets spread. Then someone implemented. Then JavaScript is on the scene. They implemented Jupyter. Jupyter. I think it came, yeah, it came from the AI background. It's for, I think, I'm pretty sure that's true. The Jupyter, the origin is kind of from the data mining kind of background. So okay, so let's just read the comments and that'll be it for today. Let me quickly see if we can see if I can answer all the comments. So let me get a drink. Oh, so I have an old version of Vim. So yeah, that is important. I need to find out. Oh, I'm on a Mac. That's why. That's why. I remember I did set up my Linux. Um, so Vim version, I think. What what the fuck is this? Unix. This is Unix. Fuck. Vim improved version 8 2016. 2016 is not too old. Um. Anyway, why not no index the chat on Xali's website? What do you mean? Why not no index? No index, you mean prevent Google from searching it? This is not a emoticon. Derek says I'm trying to still try to learn Emacs. Someday it's not what I don't like it. Okay, I'm just going to answer questions addressed to me. Sorry, some old version. So the chat should be no index on Xali's website. The part should be no index on Xali's website is the chat thing. What are you talking about? Interesting show, Xal. I'm going to try to make the hearts in browser with pure JS. Cool. Yeah, let us know if you have, paste a link next time. Show us. Yeah, it'll be nice. It'll be nice to see. So you can actually. So the modern way is actually to create them with, Canvas or SVG. Have you tried Emacs Evo mod? No, I don't need to because I'm using Starfly keys, uh, which is more efficient than Evo mod. Just locking. I found City to run seriously about that, so I satire ranting itself. Uh, Lisp had REPL long ago. Yeah. Well, I talked about that subject. This, the REPL term came from Lisp, because it's starting around 2009, the industry programmers started to, functional programming started to become popular, and they got the term REPL from the book SIP, Structure and Interpretation of Computer Programs. They got that term from Scheme basically. So Andrew Gunnar Wang says I coded the FFT analyzer thing on glitch platform. Note that the frequency scale is algorithm. Andrew, you are the guy who talked about. He keeps talking about that library, right? I don't know what you are saying. I mean, so what's your goal? What's your goal? So Derek says I have not given an honest try. Andrew says Marcus, no index the YouTube live stream thing on Saudi's website, please. What? What? No index? Okay. Strath, what's the more efficient thing than evil mark? Soft keys. You don't know? Yeah, you haven't watched my video. Soft keys, okay, this package. You can go to the URL, okay, so homepage. This is a homepage. Check it out. I explained there. Okay, thank you guys for watching. Hope to see you again. If you like my stuff, PayPal, donate, Patreon. Okay, I have like links, on my website at the bottom. PayPal or buy my tutorials, programming tutorials. How to live stream on YouTube like you are doing. uh, Google, yeah, yeah, Google OBS. Yeah, that's what I use. This program. So, well, that's it for today. Thank you guys. Bye.